actually matter, and all we're going to do is pretend that we're going to sit down and pull guard. Okay, there's a couple of different ways to this. Some guys will literally just come out and just squat down or like sit on their butt. Others will throw the leg up to really kind of sell, like imagine them come out and they'll really do that to sell it. Okay, when we do that, we're basically going to go down until we all, think about doing like a pistol squat. So we're almost going to touch the floor, and then their usual reaction if I pull guard is to kind of base down. Yeah, and that's when he's going to put his weight onto his heels, and that's when we're going to jump a punch basically here and attack that ankle kick. So we come out, we get our grip, we're going to go here and then drop down as low to the ankle as we can. Be careful not to keep this fully outstretched. If you get someone athletic and we've got quick reaction, they might jump onto that arm. Alright, so we come out, get our grip, pull, in. Then from here we're punching the collar as we pull up onto the ankle and we'll finish here. Okay. Now you can also, like I said, some people will literally just sort of sit down like this, and they'll sit down into this combat base type position. We come here, boom, pull them in, come up, and it doesn't matter, again, if you want to just sort of pull, push, if you want to trip, if you want to switch off different grips like you guys are doing then, how you get them down isn't really important, as long as they get down. And we're going to end up, so say we're here, we go bang, we're going to end up usually in this type of position. Okay? So what we're going to do, rather than attacking the normal straight footlock on the downside, which is the most common way that people would do it, we're going to almost fake like a leg drag. And you can legitimately go for a leg drag if you want, because as I go here and I drag, he's often trying to turn his angle and come back in, and it might even expose the leg even better. Especially if it's no gi and there's heel hooks and we can get into our honey hole and stuff like that. But for now we're just going to do that. So we're going to take them down here, we're going to pop the hips and drag. And we're going to hit this sort of almost like a modified 50-50 footlock. Okay, as soon as we've got that, start to wrap as our foot comes onto the hip and fall in onto the side. And I'm kind of hooking this leg here, keeping this one tight. So from here, a couple of different ways that we can finish it. The stock standard is just get hold of the gi, come back close to the ankle, and now from here, I don't want to think about just going straight back, which will work. Okay, we are still in a position where we're attacking the Achilles and the ligaments on the top of the foot, but what I want to do is get my hips in nice and close, and as I'm leaning back, I'm also turning here. Okay, I want to think about almost the action of a toe hold, but it's a straight footlock. Okay, so it's comp legal for all belts in the gi. Okay, so I'm here like this, elbows pinched. Little note, watch what my wrist does here. I'm trying to turn it. Can you feel the difference when I do that? Yeah, so I want to turn the blade up into his Achilles. Yeah, yep, so you're scooping sort of thing. Yep, so it's up in here. And get really tight on this. People grab this too low, and they're leaning, but they're letting go of their grip. Okay, try and get this up super tight in here. Pinch the elbow, turn, pressure goes on much more. Now from here, you can either do this on your hand or elbow, or come to the floor. Just sort of depends on the moment, how you're feeling. But I'm going to twist away here. Okay, so I'm not doing this. Alright, which again, it will work, and you can see he's lifting his hips to compensate there because it is starting to come on. But I actually want to try and twist it. Alright, so once more, we'll go whole thing. So we come out here, boom, we get our grips, we're wrestling, we go, nope, bang. Let's just say we go here, taking down. Okay, pop like you're in a leg drag, sit onto your side. Nice and tight, this leg is hooking. Now you can come up, push away if you need and readjust, and then come back in tight. Elbows tucked, turn the blade, twisting away. Yep. Right, let's go on that. So, same thing as before, boom, we put them down, end up here, drag, and let's say that we get into our position, whether we're going for just a normal straight foot lock, our Aoki lock, the little toe holdy type version, doesn't matter what we're doing. Really common is that he's going to do one of two things. Usually his very first thing he's going to try and do is hold on to something so I can't extend. Because he knows that if I can't go back, then there's no footlock. Alright? Then he's going to put the boot on generally, so he's going to go deeper. So now instead of having pressure on the foot, I'm kind of up on his calf. Alright, and then the third thing he does is he starts to hop over his leg, starts to come around, and he either comes on top or whatever happens. Alright? Now, knowing that, we can kind of preemptively work on counter offense before he's even doing that, initially by just changing our leg position. So standard footlock position, even if it's cross body like this, standard is inside leg is tucked here or wherever you want to have it. Other foot is on the hip to keep him forward. Alright? Problem here is, like I said, once he's done the first two steps, he pushes this one down, starts to hop on over it. And then I've got nothing to keep him at bay. So instead of having my foot on the hip on the outside leg, I'm going to reverse it. My outside leg is going to be underneath his knee here. My inside leg is going to come through onto his stomach. Alright, now be careful, don't put your foot sideways like this where you can get a steamer lock. If he wraps it really naked around there and a steamer lock, yeah, exactly. So keep your foot vertical on his chest. Alright, so now, number one, let's just say he can put the boot on. Now when he starts trying to hop around to the side, there's nothing to hop over. Okay, so he can't actually get around this leg, so I can keep tension. Now, the other good thing is, with this foot right in the centre here, there's no threat of knee reaping whatsoever, because this is my inside leg. Whereas here, I have to be careful, obviously, that I don't put this one too far towards the centre or across. Okay, so I take away my exposure to getting DQ. Also, as long as my foot's vertical, there shouldn't really be a counter there. So when he grabs hold of my collar and he puts the boot on, we're going to do two things in this position here. One, slide up towards that shoulder and just kick. And I should hopefully be able to leg press basically more than what he can hang on to. Alright, so we're just going to be in here. He's grabbing hold like this. I'm just going to try and stomp and just kick him off. Okay, now he might still have that boot on here, so even once I break that, so he's flexing his foot right back, he's nice and deep. So if that's the case, I'm putting all this pressure on, all I'm going to do is loosen my grip completely, but don't take it out. Loosen it, but keep it there. Flare my elbow, and I want to feel for his toes. Now I'm going to try and bend his foot from the toe, and then come back around. Okay, because if you think about it, when he's here dorsiflexing, all I really need to do is start to bend that, and then that chain of events will occur. Alright, it's much harder to do when I'm trying to do it from here, okay, because of the legal length. So, in this position here, he's got the boot on, and I'm trying to finish, I can't get anything, stomp, break the grip, and now you can just come back to the centre if you want, loosen, and I kind of move my hips, flare my elbow, and it's really hard, but yeah. So here I'm going to start to attack up there. Okay, and as soon as I feel it bend, I go straight back in, and then I start to finish over on a finish. Okay, but this foot's still here, connected. This one's still under here, so we can't hop out over that leg as well. Alright, so one more time, just say, we go through the whole thing. We're out here moving around. Take it down, I start to leg drag, he defends. Here he grabs hold. Good. So instead of this grip here, foot through, I can push my hip back, and get this position here. And now if I need, he's usually sitting there for a little bit, so we're going to get our grip. Stomp, here, and now if he's got the boot on, yeah, loosen, flare, wrap, come back in, and then finish. So with this, you can actually, if you want, so you can go here, like this, and then you can sit straight back into it. Or if you want to change, usually if you want to change, inside leg will come forward first. Then this will come through. But if I am here, and he starts to push that down, that's where I like to keep this leg under here. And here I go belly down and kick. And then from there, I'll try and finish.